Alright, what's going on, guys? Try back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another breakdown type of video, or video giving my thoughts on a new sneak peek for The Walking Dead Season 7, namely focused on Daryl versus Dwight. And if you guys missed it, there was the preview special on Sunday night after the marathon. I did a video on it, letting you guys know about it, and I got a chance to check it out. I was going to do a video on it yesterday, but it wasn't anything crazy, so I decided I'll just do it on Tuesday, whatever. And did the predictions for season 7 and what I think the first half of the season is going to include yesterday. So for this one, some takeaways from it. I mean, it was basically a Talking Dead episode, pretty much is what we got to see. But it didn't have too many guests on it. You had Austin Emilio, who plays Dwight in The Walking Dead season 7 and 6. And then you have Yvette Nicole Brown, and then Chris Hardwick, of course, who, I mean, Chris Hardwick's always going to be there. That's his show. Yvette Nicole Brown is kind of like his assistant, so to speak, Batman to Robin, so to speak. I guess she'd be the Robin. And then just Austin Emilio. So I was hoping they would get maybe, Jeffrey Dean Morgan or somebody additional. But no, it was just him, pretty much, in terms of the cast, people that were there. So it was a bit uneventful in terms of the hour. It was okay. There was a couple things here and there that were some decent takeaways, including the sneak peek. One thing was that Austin Emilio has never seen The Walking Dead before he got cast for it, so I was like, damn you. I always hate that, man. I hate that when people, it's like, how have you not seen it? It's like one of the biggest shows ever, and you're going to audition for it, but you've never seen it. It's just, it's crazy to me. But so there was that, and then we got the sneak peek scene, which was really not much. I mean, to be honest with you, it's literally like you have Dwight, and he's going down this road. There's some bridge parts over top, or some roads that go over top, and he's kind of going. And then there's zombies. There's one gnarly one with a broken elbow, which we've kind of seen in the trailer, and some others that are there. He's on bike, and some things that we get to see from it. So he is in fact wearing Daryl's jacket. And it looks like clothes. Like his attire is pretty much Daryl's. It looks like, because you've even got the wings in the back, and they're pretty dirty at this point. But that's a telltale sign that is Daryl's jacket. So Dwight has taken Daryl's stuff at this point and using it. The bike doesn't look like Daryl's to me. It looks like it's not Daryl's bike, because Daryl has those custom bikes now that AMC made for him and spent like $100,000 on them, which he got back in, was season 5 or so when he built them, at Alexandria, which is pretty cool. Daryl doesn't have that, and I don't see his crossbow, but he's definitely stolen his jacket and his clothes. This is nasty. So so there it is. That's pretty much it. I mean, it looks like where he is, it does look to me like this is the part where Jesus is following him, so he is tracking him. So this must be the sneak peek a few episodes in, I'm thinking, where you have Jesus following him back after probably after some kind of attack on the hilltop, or maybe after Jesus has gone to Alexandria, and then the Saviors have gone there or something, and then heading back. Somehow he gets he gets on his trail, and then he's heading back with him. We also see a part in the trailer where Jesus jumps in the back of a moving truck, van type deal. He's pretty sneaky, right? So I'm guessing that might be connected to this, and where he's kind of finding where they are, finding the sanctuary, and following Dwight and following the Saviors. So that's pretty much it for the Talking Dead special. That was it. The marathon was cool because you get to see all of season 6, and it's not released yet on Blu-ray or DVD. But that was pretty much it for what I got from the takeaway. They talked a little bit about the Negan death and the cliffhanger, and kind of some fan outrage and stuff like that. It wasn't much, to be honest. Stuff that we've been discussing here in the channel since the end of season 6. So nothing much else. So that was pretty much it for the preview special. But yeah, it's definitely a huge concentration for this season. It looks like Dwight is getting quite a bit of time. They haven't shown us anything of Daryl or the others, so it seems like almost seems like at this point, maybe even they don't have as much time as they usually do, because they brought in so many characters with the Saviors. Maybe the Saviors and Negan and the other new characters are getting a lot more time in this half than Rick and the gang usually gets. Rick and the gang usually gets most of our screen time, but it looks like with this one, unless they're being really picky, which they could be because some of the clips they've released are not that eventful, there's not that much happening in them, that it looks like Dwight and the others, or Daryl and the survivors, may not get as much time as usual. Dwight and the Saviors and Negan it looks like they might get more screen time than a lot of our previous villains. Maybe more similar to the Governor and Woodbury in that, in Season 3 or something like that. So, so it's decent. But yeah, Daryl's definitely going to be pissed. And if I look forward for that storyline of Daryl versus Dwight, even to the point now where he's stealing his stuff. He doesn't have the crossbow, but he's stealing his stuff. He's using his stuff. He rides a bike. His hair's long. There's just so many similarities between the two. I can't help but see, how could Daryl forgive Dwight if they are to eventually defeat Negan in Season 8 or something? How could Daryl forgive Dwight and be like, it's cool, man. You stole all my stuff. You added insult to injury, and you're like riding around with my clothes on and stuff. It's okay. I just can't see it, man. I guess they could work. I guess they could do whatever they want because it's a fictional story. They could just put it in. But for me, it's like I want to see Daryl get revenge on Dwight because not only has he bested him now, he's like he's captured him and he's like mistreating him and stuff. He's stealing his stuff, and it's just, oh my God, I can't see this going any way but bad. But yeah, I do think that Jesus is following him, and the scene from the trailer is him throwing a walker off, and then Dwight kind of looking up at something and kind of thinking maybe somebody's following me, but maybe not, and then going forward. So a few more questions for today's Q&A. Next one's from Radical Zed, and he says, hey man, I come to you with a question for Q&A. Do you think Negan could attack Alexandria in The Walking Dead Season 7 mid-season finale? Also, would it upset you if the first 6 episodes of Season 7 was Negan's backstory and the Negan kill was delayed until halfway through? That's not going to happen. As they said in the thing, we're going to see the Negan kill in the premiere for sure. But then after that, we'll have to see how they kind of work it in. But it's a new part of the story. It's the beginning of the Saviors. So I would not be surprised if Negan and the Saviors had a huge concentration this half. And it'll also help them space out the season. It'll help them take a storyline that they could go through if they want to in one half and then be an all-out war in the second half of Season 7. And if they use it properly and they space it out well, which Gimple usually does, he's very good at that, versus, Mazar or something where he burns through all the content quickly. It seems like to me, we'll probably get a lot of backstory on Negan. Maybe even a flashback episode or something like that would not surprise me, similar to Morgan and how that was, or just a Dwight point of view episode and getting to see his side of things and how he has to live his life in the zombie apocalypse under Negan. Assassin Slayer says, some people have created a new theory about Daryl's death as Dwight was wearing Daryl's vest, but I disagree. What about you guys? I think personally it's the opposite. I see it. This is the way I read it, and this is a prediction from me that I think Daryl is going to eventually get his revenge on Dwight and is going to kill Dwight. This is based on story though. I have no spoilers for anything like that. I have no spoilers to say I've heard inside info that this is going to happen. That's not what I'm doing. I'm basically saying that based on the storyline, it seems to me like if you were writing and I was writing it, what would you do? Would you have Dwight continue to win and add insult to injury, or are they kind of setting it up to see maybe Daryl get revenge on Dwight? So we'll see. We'll see this season, but to me, I would almost say him doing that is almost more indicative that Dwight might be killed off than Daryl because of, a revenge type of storyline, I would think. Derek Robinson says, Q&A Trev, I would like to hear your opinion on Daryl getting ironed. So Daryl getting the iron. So a little bit of spoilers here from the comic book storyline, but Dwight's face, and they kind of went over the prosthetics and that kind of stuff in Talking Dead. But why is Dwight's face like that? I've done videos on in the past before. Those of you guys who read the comics know. Negan punishes Dwight by taking a hot iron and burning his face for the things he did, and Dwight leaving in Season 6 and that, and always accountable, and then getting recaptured and coming back to kind of teach him and punish him, so to speak. So do I think that Daryl could get the same treatment, and Daryl could get ironed if he is on bad behavior when they take him and everything? That's pretty crazy, Derek. That would definitely be something that, that'd be something to fear, man. That would be something that could be big in either like an episode in, like the premiere or something halfway through, or mid-season finale. I haven't heard anything of it, that maybe that could be, but so I don't think so, but that would definitely be crazy to see if Daryl got the iron too. And it would just make him look more like Dwight too, and make the parallels between them even closer. And if it happened, it would make me think even more that Daryl might take Dwight's place in the comic book storyline. And the last one will be from Cat Lover 1981. This is a Fear the Walking Dead question. Here she says, do you feel that the Flight 462 was a waste of time? Seemed like a lot of hype, and I thought the idea of the miniseries was to have one of the people survive and join the main group, which never really happened, yet kind of happened. Do you think Alex will come back, or is it just another dead storyline? So I think she will. I think we'll see more of the kind of pirates in Fear. I think we'll see more of that, going forward. I don't think that's gone forever. I think maybe in season 3, season 4, that's a storyline they set up, and I think they will come back to it. Versus a character like Tobias, who I think it makes sense for him to kind of be a lost character unless they eventually ever go back, which could be like a season 4, season 5 Morgan-esque type of storyline where Rick goes and visits or something like that. But LA is kind of a dead zone. There's a lot of high population. You wouldn't really want to go in the city. It's kind of crazy in that. So I don't know, man. We'll see if they ever use that. But was the Flight 462 a waste of time? I like webisodes, and I don't think webisodes are a waste of time. I think they're cool additional content that we get. Now it's different because we're getting so much between The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, so we don't really need webisodes anymore because we got 2 independent shows. Like, the webisodes have almost become their own show. They've become, a storyline that is 100% a new show. So it's like they've evolved into a completely new show. So I don't think Flight 462 is a waste of time, no. But what I didn't like about it was how they cut it up so much. They made it so choppy, and they kind of released it in such little minuscule bites or pieces that it wasn't good. It's like if you take a pizza or something, you cut it up, and and one day you're able to eat this much, and the other day you're able to eat this much and this much. It's just so much of a tease that it left me unsatisfied every time, because it's like, oh, that's it, and then it's like so choppy. So I don't think it was a waste of time. I think it was good. Fear's got to build up its own kind of universe too, in and of itself. So they got to have their Morgans. They got to have their Morales with Tobias. They got to have their different storylines and their governor and they have to have all this stuff, for themselves, because that's going to be an independent show with lots of episodes, and it got renewed for next season. So very excited for that. So excited for the future. But yeah, I understand if you were disappointed by it because it was so choppy. And that'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. Write down in the comments below what you think about Daryl versus Dwight. Do your predictions. What do you think is going to happen between the two? Do you think they can both coexist and they'll both survive long term? Or do you think one of them is going to be killed off? If so, do you think it's going to be Dwight? Or do you think it's going to be Daryl? Write it in the comments below if you guys like today's video. Please thumb it up below. Please don't forget to thumb it up, guys. I appreciate it. You can also share through to Facebook if you've got a Facebook. I also have a Facebook page too. You can add as well to Trevshan2 page on Facebook. I'll put the link in the description. And if you're new and you want to subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this video today. I'll see you guys again soon for another. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you.